Most people don't feel strong inside, not really. They might look confident on the outside, but deep down they feel unsure, overwhelmed, or tired of pretending they've got it all together. And if you've ever felt like that, you're not alone. Life throws a lot at us. Stress, failure, rejection, and hard decisions can shake us. But here's the truth. You can build real inner strength, not the kind that fades when things go wrong, but the kind that helps you stay steady, focused, and calm, even when life feels heavy. In this video, we're not going to talk about pretending to be tough. We're going to talk about how to actually become stronger from the inside out. You'll learn how to face discomfort instead of running from it. You'll learn how to build habits that make you dependable, not just to others, but to yourself. You'll learn how to stay honest with your thoughts, treat yourself with respect, and keep showing up even when you're tired or afraid. This is about becoming someone you can trust, someone who doesn't quit when life gets hard. We'll also dive into how your physical strength affects your mental strength, why stillness isn't weakness but a powerful tool, and how to make good choices in difficult moments. You'll learn how to stop wasting time and energy, and how to live every day like your strength, not your circumstances, decides where you're going. This isn't about perfection. It's about building a solid, steady version of you that can handle what life brings. If you've been looking for a fresh start, a push to stop making excuses, or a real path to self-respect and daily discipline, you're in the right place. Stick around. This might be the most honest and practical talk you've heard in a while. Chapter 1. Take control of your thoughts every single day. The mind is the beginning of everything. What you choose to think, how you speak to yourself, what thoughts you allow to settle into your system, these things either build you or quietly destroy you over time. Inner strength is not something you magically wake up with. It is built in silence, in your own head, long before anyone sees the results. The way you direct your thoughts each day becomes the foundation of who you are. If your mind is chaotic, reactive, and negative, life becomes exhausting. If your mind is centered, deliberate, and focused, even the hardest days become manageable. Taking control of your thoughts isn't a single decision. It is a lifelong practice. It starts the moment you open your eyes in the morning and continues until the last second before sleep. That control is not about perfection, it's about responsibility. You can't always choose what happens in your day, but you can always choose how you respond in your mind. Most people live on mental autopilot. Thoughts come, emotions follow, and they react. They don't pause, they don't challenge what they're thinking. They simply believe whatever voice pops up in their head. The voice that says they're not enough, that it's too late, that they failed again. That inner voice is often full of stories that were planted years ago by fear, by failure, by someone else's opinion. Those stories play on a loop until you decide to interrupt them. The first step to building immense inner strength is realizing that your thoughts are not facts. Your mind is not always telling you the truth. And just because you think something doesn't mean you have to accept it. That one realization can change everything. It puts you in the driver's seat. If you don't deliberately direct your mind will direct you. And it will often lead you in the wrong direction. Most of the mental noise you experience is just recycled emotion from past moments. An old conversation, a future worry, a comparison, a regret. That's where your mind goes when it's left unguarded. But the mind can be trained. It doesn't respond well to force or pressure. It responds to consistent awareness. The same way you strengthen your body through daily exercise, you strengthen your mind through daily thought management. Start by noticing. Just notice what you're thinking throughout the day. not judging, not reacting, just watching like an observer. Ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? Where did that thought come from? Is this helping me or hurting me? Is this thought pushing me toward who I want to become? You have to stop and listen to the inner dialogue before you can change it. Most people never do that. They keep running, distracting, scrolling, consuming and numbing. But that's not power. That's avoidance. Real power comes when you face your thoughts head-on and decide which ones deserve to stay. You do not owe space in your mind to every passing fear or memory. You decide what gets to live there. You decide what gets repeated. Inner strength grows every time you replace a destructive thought with a constructive one. Every time you interrupt a negative spiral and remind yourself of your worth. Every time you catch yourself reacting with fear and instead respond with calm. That's where the real work happens. Not out in the world, but in the quiet corners of your mind. Start your mornings with intention. Before your phone, before your tasks, before the world pulls you in 100 directions. Sit in silence, even if just for 5 minutes. Breathe deeply, and ask yourself, what kind of thoughts will I choose today? Set a tone. Set a standard. Speak to yourself like someone you're responsible for. Feed your mind thoughts that fuel action, peace, and strength. You're not pretending everything is perfect. You're not ignoring hard truths. You're reminding yourself that you are in control of how you handle them. That inner dialogue becomes the script for your day. Speak gently but firmly. Be your own guide, not your own enemy. Throughout the day, build in small check-ins with yourself. Every few hours, pause and ask, where is my mind right now? Am I thinking with purpose or reacting out of habit? Did something trigger an old pattern that I need to address? This level of self-awareness creates mental discipline. You begin to catch your thoughts before they control your behavior. You begin to recognize how often your thinking is influenced by fear, doubt, or assumption. And when you see that clearly, you can change it. You can shift from panic to patience, from frustration to clarity, from resentment to focus. That shift is what builds resilience. Not just thinking positively, but thinking powerfully. Choosing thoughts that serve your long-term strength over your short-term emotions. When challenges come, as they always will, your thoughts will either break you or carry you. You'll be tempted to panic, to spiral, to focus on everything outside your control. But that's the exact moment to go inward. Breathe slowly. Speak to yourself like a leader. Ask, what's the next right step I can take right now? Your inner strength is built when you refuse to drown in problems and instead rise in presence. Don't deny reality, but don't let it define your thinking either. Face what's in front of you with a calm mind, not a chaotic one. When your mind is steady, your body follows, your actions follow, and soon your life starts to reflect that strength. Build a mental habit of gratitude, not in a cliché way but as a real practice. Every day find something to be grateful for, even in pain. Gratitude is not denial. It's choosing to see the whole picture. Yes, this is hard, but look how far I've come. Yes, I'm hurting, but I still have breath in my lungs and strength in my heart. Gratitude doesn't make problems disappear, but it gives you the mental energy to face them with perspective. And perspective is one of your greatest weapons. It reminds you that your current emotion is not your whole story, that your thoughts today don't have to shape your future, that no matter what happens you always have a say in how you carry it. Avoid filling your mind with mental junk. Be careful about what you consume. Your thoughts are shaped by what you feed them. If you're constantly watching, reading, or listening to negativity, drama, and comparison, you will begin to think that way. Guard your mental space the way you would guard your home. Protect it from noise, from distraction, from anything that weakens your peace. Choose inputs that lift you. Books, conversations, quiet moments, powerful questions. Don't underestimate the damage of repeated mental clutter. Over time, it builds into self-doubt and anxiety. Keep your mental environment clean. You can't control everything around you, but you can control what you invite in. One of the strongest things you can do is question your own beliefs. Ask yourself why you think what you think. Why do you believe you're not good enough? Why do you assume you'll fail? Who told you that? Where did that belief begin? Was it true then? Is it still true now? Dig into the roots. Many thoughts you carry aren't even yours. They were planted in childhood, in trauma, in moments of weakness. But you have the power to remove them, to reprogram your mind like a wise teacher guiding a student. Challenge old assumptions with new evidence. If you keep thinking the same way, you'll keep getting the same results. But the moment you challenge your thinking, you begin to grow. Don't chase perfect thoughts. That's not the goal. You will always have moments of doubt, fear, frustration, and sadness. That's human. The goal is not to eliminate those thoughts, but to recognize them and choose a better response. When a negative thought appears, pause and say, "This is not who I am. This is just a thought, and I can choose a different one." That habit, repeated daily, creates mental freedom. You become someone who doesn't get stuck in loops. You move forward, you rise quicker, you suffer less. That's the quiet confidence of someone who has mastered their own mind. It doesn't mean they never struggle. It means they know how to keep going even when they do. Build mental resilience by choosing discipline over distraction. Your mind will always look for the easy path. It will try to pull you into scrolling, overthinking, numbing, and procrastination. But every time you say no to that pull, you get stronger. Every time you sit in the silence and do the work, even when it's uncomfortable, you prove to yourself that you can lead your life instead of escaping it. The more you practice that, the more your thoughts start to trust you. The more your mind becomes your ally, not your enemy. And that kind of inner alignment is rare, powerful, and unshakable. This work is not flashy. No one claps when you challenge a negative thought in silence. No one sees when you breathe through anxiety instead of reacting. But you feel it, you carry it, and over time it changes your entire life. You become calmer, clearer, more focused. You begin to act with intention. You build boundaries in your mind that protect your peace. And slowly, you begin to realize that no matter what happens, you are capable of handling it. Not because life gets easier, but because your mind gets stronger. This is your real work. Not chasing success, not impressing others, not proving yourself. Your real work is managing your inner world, directing your thoughts toward strength, truth, and purpose. That's what builds character. That's what creates lasting peace. That's what separates people who drift through life from those who lead it. Every single day is another chance to take ownership of your mind, and every time you do, you build another layer of strength that no one can take away. Control your thoughts, and you control your life. Not in theory. In reality, start now. Start with what you're thinking in this moment. Decide whether that thought deserves to stay, and if it doesn't, replace it with one that does. That's how change begins, not in noise or chaos, but in the quiet decision to take back your mind. That decision is always yours, and it will always be the most powerful one you can make. Chapter 2. Build a daily routine that makes you stronger. A strong life is not built in sudden breakthroughs or occasional bursts of motivation. It's built quietly, day by day, in the structure of your habits. A routine isn't just a set of tasks to get through. It's a system of preparation for how you will face the world. If your days begin with chaos, distraction, or randomness, it doesn't matter how much talent you have, your strength will be scattered. But if your days begin with clarity, focus, and consistency, even the smallest effort compounds into something powerful. The strongest people are not those who wait for the perfect mood to begin. They're the ones who've built systems that move them forward, no matter how they feel. That's what a strong routine does. It gives your life momentum, even on hard days. Your routine doesn't have to be complex, but it must be intentional. Too many people drift through their mornings, hoping for a productive day while doing nothing to anchor it. They start by checking messages, scrolling through other people's lives, reacting to notifications, and filling their head with noise before they've even asked themselves how they want to show up. That kind of beginning weakens the mind. It hands over your focus before you've even decided what matters. To build a routine that strengthens you, you must begin with a sense of ownership. Your first few actions of the day should belong to you. They should reflect your priorities, not your distractions. This could mean waking up a little earlier to sit in silence, stretch your body, plan your goals, or simply breathe. What matters is not what you do, it's that you're choosing to lead your day instead of being led by it. When your mornings are solid, the rest of your day follows with more discipline. But if you start the day scattered, everything else becomes reactive. A strong routine puts you in command. It reminds you of your principles before the world tests them. It allows you to make decisions from a grounded place instead of an emotional one. People often ask for confidence, resilience, and peace, but those qualities are not found in random moments. They are trained, step by step, in how you choose to begin your day and how you carry yourself through it. A strong routine is not a luxury. It's a responsibility to yourself. Begin by deciding what truly matters to you, not what looks good on a list, not what works for someone else. What builds your character? What strengthens your mind, your body, your clarity? Maybe it's physical movement to sharpen your discipline. Maybe it's reading or journaling to reset your thinking. Maybe it's planning your day with purpose so you don't drift through it aimlessly. Choose actions that bring you back to yourself. Then make them non-negotiable. Not because you feel like it, but because it's who you are choosing to become. When you remove the option of excuses, your routine stops being a chore. It becomes a foundation. Throughout the day, your routine becomes a mirror. It shows you what you value. If you value growth, your time will reflect learning, practicing, improving. If you value peace, your habits will reflect stillness, boundaries, and rest. But if your time is filled with distraction, avoidance, and overstimulation, it means your routine is working against you. That's not a weakness. It's an invitation to realign. Audit your day. Look closely. Where is your time going? What habits are shaping you? Who are you when no one is watching? These small questions lead to powerful change. Because once you see the gaps, you can close them. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. You need to begin where you are, with one choice, one improvement, one consistent step. It's not enough to build a routine and follow it blindly. You must constantly refine it. Your needs will evolve, your challenges will shift, and what once worked may begin to feel stale. That's normal. A strong routine is not rigid. It's alive. You adjust it the way you adjust your posture, always seeking alignment. You don't cling to a habit because it sounds impressive. You keep what builds you and release what doesn't. That kind of honesty takes courage. Many people stay stuck in routines that no longer serve them because they're afraid to change. But real strength is in adaptation, in listening to your current season and shaping your actions accordingly. One of the most overlooked parts of a strong routine is rest. Not laziness, not escape, real rest, the kind that restores your energy and clarity. Most people either burn themselves out with constant motion or numb themselves with mindless consumption. Neither leads to strength. True recovery requires intentional slowing down, taking breaks, pausing to reflect, creating space between tasks so you can show up with full attention. A strong routine includes these moments, not as an afterthought, but as a priority. Because you're not a machine. You need recovery to grow, and when you build rest into your day, you stop reaching burnout before you even notice it. Another essential part of a strong routine is removing what weakens you. Not everything is about addition. Sometimes it's subtraction that makes the difference. Remove the time wasters that offer no value. Cut down the habits that drain your focus. Reduce the noise that keeps you from thinking clearly. These small subtractions multiply your strength. You don't need more hours. You need fewer leaks. Start noticing where your energy is going and whether it's building the life you want. A strong routine doesn't just add structure, it eliminates distraction. And in that simplicity, you'll find more clarity than any complicated system can provide. Accountability matters. Not public accountability, personal accountability. Holding yourself to a higher standard, even when no one is watching. A strong routine is a quiet contract with yourself. You show up not because someone expects you to, but because you expect it from yourself. That kind of self-trust is rare, and it's powerful. When you keep promises to yourself day after day, your confidence grows. Not because of what others say, but because you've proven to yourself that you are reliable. That inner stability cannot be faked. It is earned in the repetition of small acts done with consistency and purpose. You will have days where you slip, where the routine feels heavy, where you don't follow through. That's not failure. That's human. The key is how quickly you return. A weak mind uses one missed day as an excuse to quit. A strong mind sees it as a moment to refocus. Discipline is not about never falling. It's about rising without drama, returning to the path without shame. Your routine isn't ruined by one-off day. It's sustained by your decision to come back to it with renewed intention. That's how you build strength, by showing up again and again, no matter how many times you've been knocked off track. You don't build a strong life through chance. You build it by repeating small choices that reflect who you want to become. Your routine is not a cage. It's a vessel. It carries you through resistance. It reminds you of your values when your emotions try to lead you astray. It gives you structure when motivation disappears. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Build them wisely. Build them deliberately. And never underestimate the power of a well-lived day. When your actions are aligned with your principles, even the simplest routine becomes a source of strength that nothing outside you can shake. Chapter 3. Face discomfort with courage and full awareness now. Discomfort is the doorway to every form of real strength. It shows up not to break you, but to test what you're made of. People avoid discomfort because they believe it's something negative, something to push away or numb. But what you avoid, you give power to. What you face, you learn to master. Most of the suffering in life does not come from discomfort itself. It comes from the resistance to it, from trying to escape it, from telling yourself that it should not be there. But discomfort has a message, and if you ignore it, you miss your own evolution. Facing discomfort begins with a decision to stop running. You can no longer pretend that avoiding hard moments is the path to peace. It's not. Avoidance creates fear. Avoidance weakens the mind. If something makes you uncomfortable, it means there's something important beneath it, something you need to look at with full attention. Whether it's emotional pain, a difficult conversation, physical challenge, or the pressure of uncertainty, you must meet it directly. Not later. Not when you feel ready. Now. Strength is built the moment you look discomfort in the eye and refuse to shrink. The first step is to notice how you respond to discomfort. Most people react with defense, distraction, or escape. They change the subject. They grab their phone. They make a joke. They eat when they're not hungry. They scroll when they don't care. These small responses reveal a bigger habit, the habit of running from discomfort. You must learn to catch yourself in these moments. To pause, to stop the automatic reaction. To ask yourself, what am I avoiding right now? That awareness is everything, because once you see it, you have a choice. You can continue to escape, or you can choose to stay present. Courage is not the absence of fear or discomfort. It is the decision to move forward with both present. You don't need to eliminate fear to be brave. You just need to stop obeying it. Discomfort becomes easier to face when you stop trying to fix or control it. Some moments are not meant to be solved. They're meant to be felt. You don't need to fight the discomfort. You need to observe it. Let it speak. Let it show you what it's pointing to. Underneath the surface of every uncomfortable feeling is a lesson, a growth point, a necessary shift. If you're willing to sit in the tension, you will uncover a new level of clarity. Awareness changes everything. When discomfort rises, sit with it, breathe into it. Notice where it lives in your body. Is your jaw tight? Is your stomach clenched? Is your chest heavy? Don't try to get rid of it. Pay attention to it. Stay with it. Speak to yourself in those moments with calm authority. Say, this is hard, but I can face it. Say, this feeling will not destroy me. When you stop resisting, the discomfort begins to soften. It no longer controls you. It becomes something you carry, not something that buries you. Discomfort is a signal that you are alive, aware, and being challenged. It means you are not living in autopilot. Most of the things people label as stress or anxiety are actually signals from their mind and body that something real is happening. You're facing pressure because something matters. You're uncomfortable because you're on the edge of growth. If everything feels easy and calm all the time, it likely means you're not stretching. A meaningful life will always include discomfort. That's not a flaw. That's a feature. It means you're showing up for the real work. When you face discomfort fully, something inside you starts to shift. You begin to trust yourself more. You no longer need perfect conditions to act. You don't need to feel confident. You don't wait until the anxiety goes away. You walk into the storm with both eyes open. That kind of strength doesn't come from inspiration. It comes from repetition. From choosing to show up again and again, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's messy, even when your heart races and your hands shake. The more you do this, the more your mind learns that discomfort does not equal danger. It equals growth. Every difficult emotion, anger, sadness, fear, insecurity, can be faced without shame. These emotions are not signs of weakness. They are part of being human. But they must be processed, not buried. If you pretend they're not there, they will control your behavior from the shadows. If you face them, they lose their power. You must become the kind of person who allows your full emotional experience without losing your ground. This is where full awareness comes in. Not just knowing that you feel something, but understanding it. Observing it without panic. Naming it without judgment. And deciding how to act based on your values, not your emotions. Discomfort will always be part of life. You cannot eliminate it, but you can become bigger than it. You do that by practicing. Every time you hold a difficult posture in silence, every time you speak the truth when it's easier to stay quiet, every time you take the next step when you feel uncertain, you are training your nervous system to hold discomfort. You are teaching yourself that pain does not have the final say. Your response does. Your decisions do. Your commitment to stay conscious in hard moments becomes your greatest power. This kind of self-mastery does not happen quickly. It requires patience. It requires the humility to feel deeply without losing clarity. It requires the discipline to return to awareness again and again when your mind wants to check out. The strongest people in the world are not those who never feel discomfort. They are those who refuse to be ruled by it. They lean in. They ask, "What is this teaching me?" They make space for it. They don't drown in it. And through that process, they emerge calmer, clearer, and more capable than they were before. Facing discomfort with courage also means being willing to do what is hard, even when no one sees it. It's easy to pretend to be brave when others are watching, but real courage shows up in private moments. When you make a hard choice in silence, when you sit with pain instead of numbing it, when you do the inner work no one claps for, these moments are where your character is shaped. Discomfort doesn't reward you immediately. It tests your patience. But on the other side of that test is a deeper kind of peace, a grounded kind of pride, the quiet confidence of someone who knows they can face whatever comes next. If you make a habit of avoiding discomfort, you will always feel small. You will always need things to be perfect before you take action. You will stay stuck in patterns that keep you safe but unfulfilled. But if you train yourself to lean in, to stay present, to feel what is hard without running, you will grow into a person who can handle life as it is, not just when it's easy. This is real freedom, not needing things to be easy in order to be at peace. The discomfort you are avoiding today will only become heavier tomorrow. It doesn't disappear. It waits. But the moment you turn toward it with steady breath and clear eyes, it loses its grip. You don't need to be fearless. You need to be willing to feel, willing to sit, willing to act from a place of deep awareness. This is how you become unshakable, one hard moment at a time, one brave decision at a time, one deep breath in the middle of the storm. You already have what it takes. Now is the time to stop avoiding and start facing everything that stands in your way. Chapter 4. Create discipline by following through without excuses. Discipline is the foundation on which all lasting success and inner strength are built. It is the daily commitment to do what needs to be done regardless of how you feel in the moment. Excuses are the enemy of discipline. They are the stories we tell ourselves to justify why we cannot take action. The moment you accept excuses as valid, you surrender your power and weaken your potential. True discipline means following through without allowing any justification to stand in your way. Every day offers countless opportunities to practice discipline. It shows up in small choices and large decisions alike. Choosing to get out of bed on time, completing a task before distraction pulls you away, saying no to instant gratification in favor of long-term benefit. These are the moments where discipline is forged. It is not about waiting for motivation or inspiration to strike. It is about acting with consistency even when enthusiasm is absent. Consistency is the key. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline endures. When excuses creep in, they sound convincing. They tell you the task is too hard, the timing is wrong, or you don't have enough resources. They argue that one slip won't matter, or that tomorrow is a better day. But every excuse chips away at your integrity and self-trust. The ability to follow through without excuses is a muscle that grows stronger with every use. The more you practice this refusal to give in to excuses, the more resilient and capable you become. Start by identifying your excuses clearly. Notice the patterns in your mind that delay or block action. Are you telling yourself you need more energy? That the environment isn't perfect? That you deserve a break before starting? When you catch these thoughts, confront them. Ask yourself if they are true or just convenient stories. Most often they are the latter. You can feel tired and still move forward. You can act imperfectly and still make progress. Waiting for ideal conditions is waiting for a mirage. Progress demands action in reality as it is. Create clear and manageable commitments. When your goals or tasks are vague or overwhelming, excuses find easy entry. Breaking down your commitments into specific and realistic actions reduces the chance of avoidance. For example, instead of saying, "I will exercise more," commit to "I will walk for 20 minutes after lunch." Making the step small enough to be achievable removes barriers and excuses. Success in discipline is built on these incremental wins that accumulate over time. Accountability strengthens discipline. When you make promises only to yourself, it is easier to slip. Sharing your commitments with someone else creates an external motivator. This can be a friend, mentor, or even writing down your goals publicly. Accountability raises the stakes and reduces the space for excuses. It transforms vague intentions into firm obligations. Knowing someone else is watching or expecting results helps you push through moments of doubt. Action creates momentum. Often, the hardest part is simply beginning. Once you take the first step, the energy to continue increases naturally. Discipline grows from momentum more than motivation. Start tasks immediately and resist the urge to delay. Overthinking leads to hesitation, which leads to excuses. Focus on the movement rather than the outcome. By prioritizing action, you build the habit of following through consistently. Understand that discipline requires sacrifice. It demands you give up immediate pleasure for future benefit. This trade-off is uncomfortable but necessary. The temptation to avoid discomfort through excuses is strong, but it leads to regret. Each time you choose action over excuse, you reinforce your commitment to your growth. This process creates a stronger character and deeper self-respect. Discipline is not punishment. It is respect for yourself and your goals. When setbacks occur, discipline is tested most. It is easy to lose steam after failure or disappointment. Excuses arise to protect the ego from further discomfort. Do not allow setbacks to become justification for quitting. Instead, see them as part of the journey. Reset your focus. Recommit to following through no matter what. The ability to get back on track quickly defines the strength of your discipline. Resilience and discipline go hand in hand. A powerful way to deepen discipline is through rituals. Establishing daily practices that anchor your commitment removes decision fatigue. Rituals automate discipline by embedding it into your environment and routine. When discipline becomes a habit rather than a choice, it requires less effort to maintain. Whether it is a morning routine, work preparation, or nightly review, consistent rituals build an unshakable framework that supports your goals. Finally, be honest with yourself. Discipline cannot flourish in a landscape of self-deception. Acknowledge your weaknesses and tendencies to make excuses. Own your choices completely. This honesty breeds clarity and urgency. It also empowers you to create strategies that work for your unique challenges. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about being real and relentless. When you accept responsibility for your actions without blame, you unlock a profound source of strength. Following through without excuses transforms your life. It builds a foundation of trust between who you are and who you want to become. Each completed commitment expands your capacity to achieve more. This ripple effect influences every area of your life, from relationships to work to personal growth. Discipline is not a burden, it is a gift you give yourself every day. A gift of integrity, power, and freedom to create the life you deserve. The moment to cultivate this power is now. No more excuses. Just steady, unwavering action. Chapter 5. Speak to yourself with honesty and deep respect. The way you speak to yourself shapes your inner world far more than any external event. Honesty combined with respect in your inner dialogue creates a foundation for immense inner strength. When you talk to yourself with clarity and kindness, you nurture a powerful self-trust that guides every choice you make. Without this, your mind becomes a battlefield filled with doubt, harsh judgments, and confusion. Cultivating a habit of honest and respectful self-talk is one of the most practical steps you can take toward lasting personal growth. Honesty in your self-communication means seeing yourself clearly without distortion. It requires acknowledging your mistakes, weaknesses, and limitations without exaggeration or denial. Facing your true self, including uncomfortable truths, allows you to make informed decisions. This kind of honesty frees you from living in illusion or avoidance. It is not about harsh self-criticism, but about truthful recognition of what is real in the moment. When you understand where you truly stand, you can take purposeful action to improve. At the same time, respect in your inner voice is essential. Many people are brutally self-critical, using their thoughts as weapons against themselves. This destroys confidence and creates emotional turmoil. Speaking to yourself with respect means treating your mind and spirit as valuable and worthy of care. It means refusing to allow negative self-talk that diminishes your sense of worth. This respect builds resilience by reinforcing that you deserve patience and kindness, especially in difficult times. The combination of honesty and respect creates a balanced perspective. It allows you to confront challenges realistically while maintaining the belief that you can overcome them. This mindset promotes responsibility without self-blame. Instead of beating yourself up over failures, you examine them thoughtfully and use them as lessons. This approach leads to wiser decisions and healthier emotional responses. One way to practice this is by actively monitoring your self-talk throughout the day. Pay close attention to how you react mentally to setbacks, mistakes, or criticism. Are your thoughts harsh or compassionate? Are they realistic or distorted by fear or shame? When you catch negative or dishonest thoughts, pause and reframe them. Replace "I am a failure" with "I made a mistake and I can learn from it." Shift "I can't do this" to "This is hard, but I will try my best." This simple practice rewires your brain to be a supportive ally rather than an internal adversary. Writing is a powerful tool for honest and respectful self-dialogue. Keeping a journal allows you to externalize your thoughts and see them clearly. When you write without judgment, you create a safe space to explore your feelings and beliefs. This process uncovers hidden fears or self-limiting stories that hold you back. It also clarifies what you truly want and what values matter most. Journaling regularly fosters a deeper connection to yourself and sharpens your ability to communicate honestly and kindly internally. Another effective method is to practice speaking to yourself as if you were talking to a close friend. Imagine the words of encouragement, understanding, and truth you would offer someone you care about deeply. Give yourself that same compassion and honesty. This simple mental exercise helps dismantle the harsh inner critic and build a nurturing voice. Over time, this voice becomes the dominant one, guiding you with wisdom and love. It is also important to set boundaries on the kind of messages you allow into your mind. Negative self-talk often arises from internalized judgments absorbed from others or society. Challenge beliefs that do not serve your growth or dignity. Replace toxic messages with affirmations rooted in reality and self-respect. For example, instead of accepting "I am not good enough," choose "I am enough as I am and I am growing every day." These affirmations are not empty promises, but reflections of your inherent worth combined with your commitment to improvement. Honest and respectful self-talk increases emotional intelligence. When you can name and accept your emotions without judgment, you gain control over your reactions. You learn to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. This calm and clear inner dialogue creates space for creativity, problem-solving, and peace. It reduces anxiety fueled by self-doubt and harshness. This practice also improves your relationships. When you treat yourself well inside, you naturally treat others with more patience and kindness. Inner respect sets a standard for how you allow others to speak to and treat you. It empowers you to communicate your needs clearly and assertively, without guilt or fear. People respond positively to authenticity, grounded in self-respect. Growth requires both truth and compassion. Without honesty, growth becomes superficial or unsustainable. Without respect, honesty becomes destructive. Mastering the art of speaking to yourself with honesty and deep respect creates a mental environment where inner strength flourishes. It anchors you firmly in your own reality and worth. It prepares you to face life's challenges with courage and grace. Begin today by listening carefully to your inner voice. Challenge dishonest or disrespectful thoughts and replace them with truthful and kind ones. Write down your reflections and practice self-dialogue as you would with a trusted friend. Remind yourself that growth is a journey requiring patience and persistence. No matter the circumstances, your inner words have the power to shape your experience and future. Honesty and respect for yourself unlock an inner fortress of resilience. This fortress is built stone by stone with every honest admission and every act of self-kindness. It becomes a refuge where you can rest and recharge even in times of stress or failure. It becomes the foundation for all other strengths you develop. The voice you cultivate within determines the quality of your life and your ability to improve continuously. Speaking to yourself with honesty and deep respect is not a one-time event but a lifelong commitment. It requires vigilance and practice. It demands you face uncomfortable truths without fear and care for yourself with patience and love. This balance is the cornerstone of immense inner strength. It leads to clarity in decision-making, steadiness in adversity, and a joyful acceptance of your ongoing journey. Commit to this practice with intention. Honor your thoughts by being truthful and honor your spirit by being kind. This dual commitment creates a powerful harmony inside you that propels you forward. It frees you from the paralysis of self-doubt and harsh judgment. It builds a sense of inner peace that no external circumstance can shake. Your inner conversation is the soundtrack of your life. Make it honest and respectful. Make it a source of strength and encouragement. This is how you build a solid foundation for continuous self-improvement and resilience. This is how you cultivate a relationship with yourself that empowers every step you take toward the life you desire. Chapter 6. Strengthen your body to empower your inner self. The connection between the body and the mind is undeniable. Strengthening your physical self has a profound impact on your inner strength and mental resilience. When you invest in your body, you are not just improving muscle tone or stamina, you are building a foundation that supports every aspect of your life. A strong body enhances your energy, sharpens your focus, and fuels your emotional stability. This physical empowerment becomes a wellspring from which your inner self draws courage, clarity, and endurance. Taking care of your body through consistent movement is one of the most practical and effective ways to nurture inner strength. Physical activity triggers chemical responses in the brain that elevate mood, reduce stress, and improve cognitive function. Exercise is not just about aesthetics or health markers, it directly influences your mental toughness. When you challenge your body, you teach your mind to endure discomfort and push beyond limits. This lesson transfers to all areas of life, helping you face difficulties with greater composure. Developing a regular exercise habit requires discipline and commitment, but the benefits are immense and multifaceted. Begin by finding movement that feels enjoyable and sustainable. This could be walking, swimming, yoga, strength training, or any activity that suits your preferences and physical condition. The key is consistency rather than intensity. Even moderate exercise daily creates significant improvements in your physical and mental state over time. Nutrition plays a crucial role in this process. Fueling your body with nourishing food ensures it has the resources to perform optimally. A balanced diet rich in whole foods provides essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that protect brain function and boost energy levels. Avoiding excessive processed foods, sugar, and alcohol minimizes inflammation and mental fog. When you respect your body by feeding it well, you enhance your capacity for clear thinking and emotional balance. Adequate rest and recovery are often overlooked but vital components of bodily strength. Sleep is the time when your body repairs tissues, consolidates memories, and restores energy. Prioritizing quality sleep enhances your ability to regulate emotions and maintain focus. Similarly, allowing time for relaxation and stretching prevents burnout and injury. Restorative practices complement physical training by promoting overall well-being. Strengthening your body also means increasing your resilience to stress. Regular exercise improves cardiovascular health, lowers blood pressure, and stabilizes hormones related to stress response. This physical resilience builds a buffer against the wear and tear of daily challenges. When your body is prepared to handle stress effectively, your mind is less likely to become overwhelmed or reactive. Mindfulness integrated with physical activity deepens the mind-body connection. Paying attention to your breath, posture, and sensations during exercise cultivates awareness and presence. This mindful approach transforms movement from a mechanical task into a form of meditation. It trains your mind to stay grounded even amidst discomfort or distraction. This skill enhances your capacity to face emotional or psychological struggles with calm determination. Beyond individual benefits, a strong body enables you to participate fully in life. It grants you the freedom to engage in activities that bring joy and meaning. Mobility and stamina allow you to connect with others, explore new places, and pursue your passions without physical limitation. This freedom enriches your mental and emotional landscape, reinforcing a positive cycle of growth and fulfillment. Creating a daily routine that includes physical care sends a powerful message to yourself about your worth and priorities. It signals a commitment to honoring the vessel that carries your spirit through life. This commitment cultivates self-respect and confidence, qualities essential to inner strength. When you consistently show up for your body, you affirm your ability to handle responsibility and change. Tracking progress and celebrating milestones keep motivation alive. Notice how your strength, endurance, or flexibility improves week by week. Recognize the increased clarity or calmness you experience as a result. These tangible signs of growth fuel your determination to continue. They remind you that effort invested in your body produces far-reaching rewards in your inner world. At times, physical training may reveal limitations or setbacks. Injuries, illness, or fatigue can challenge your resolve. These moments test your patience and creativity in adapting routines. Viewing obstacles as opportunities to deepen discipline and self-compassion transforms frustration into growth. You learn to listen to your body's signals and respond wisely rather than reacting impulsively. Incorporating strength-building exercises is especially valuable. Muscle strength supports posture, balance, and injury prevention. It also symbolizes inner fortitude, the ability to withstand pressure and keep moving forward. Lifting weights, using resistance bands, or bodyweight exercises engage your body and mind in focused effort. This process develops a mental toughness that spills over into facing life's hardships. Cardiovascular activities enhance your endurance and stamina. Whether it's brisk walking, cycling, or swimming, these exercises increase oxygen flow and heart health. Improved stamina enables sustained effort and reduces feelings of fatigue during demanding tasks. This physical endurance mirrors and supports emotional endurance, equipping you to persist through challenges. Flexibility and mobility exercises complete the picture of bodily strength. Stretching, yoga, or mobility drills maintain joint health and prevent stiffness. They promote ease of movement and relaxation. A body that moves freely supports a mind that adapts easily to change. This flexibility strengthens your ability to navigate uncertainty with grace. Breath control is another overlooked but vital aspect. Conscious breathing techniques reduce stress, lower heart rate, and calm the nervous system. Learning to control your breath empowers you to influence your mental state directly. Breath work practiced alongside physical training integrates body and mind in a powerful synergy. Hydration is foundational for physical and mental function. Drinking enough water throughout the day supports energy production, cognitive clarity, and cellular health. Dehydration often leads to fatigue, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. Attending to this simple but critical need sustains your strength on every level. Building a support system around your physical routine fosters accountability and encouragement. Exercising with a friend, joining a class, or sharing goals publicly increases commitment. Social connections also add joy and motivation to the process. Encouragement from others helps you overcome moments of doubt or low energy. The cumulative effect of strengthening your body is a profound empowerment of your inner self. You develop a greater sense of control and mastery over your life. Physical strength becomes a tangible reminder of your capacity to endure, adapt, and grow. This embodied confidence influences your thoughts, emotions, and actions positively. Choosing to prioritize your body in this way is an act of self-love and responsibility. It is a commitment to invest in your most fundamental resource. The mind and spirit flourish in the soil of a well-tended body. Neglecting physical health weakens not only the body, but the entire system of your being. The journey to physical strength is ongoing and unique to each individual. It requires patience, persistence, and honest self-assessment. Progress may be gradual, but every step forward builds momentum. Embracing this path develops habits that support lifelong well-being. Your body is the vessel that carries your dreams, ambitions, and values. Treat it with care, challenge it with respect, and honor its limits. The strength you build physically will ripple through your mental and emotional life, creating a resilient and empowered self. Each day presents an opportunity to move, nourish, and rest your body intentionally. Seize these moments as invitations to deepen your connection with yourself. This daily investment compounds into immense inner strength that sustains you through all of life's demands. Your physical vitality is the foundation for your mental clarity and emotional courage. Strengthening your body is not a separate task from building inner strength, but an essential part of it. Together they form an unbreakable alliance that empowers you to live fully, face adversity boldly, and pursue your highest potential without hesitation. Commit to this union with intention and watch how your entire life transforms in response. Chapter 7. Practice stillness to sharpen your emotional focus. In the fast pace of daily life, moments of true stillness are rare and precious. Practicing stillness is a deliberate choice to slow down and be fully present with yourself. It offers an invaluable opportunity to sharpen emotional focus, to observe your feelings clearly without distraction or judgment. When you cultivate stillness regularly, you develop a deep awareness of your inner world, which strengthens your ability to respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. This practice nurtures emotional clarity, resilience, and balance. Stillness is not simply the absence of noise or activity. It is an active engagement with your inner experience. By choosing stillness, you create a space where emotions can arise naturally and be noticed without interference. This space is essential for emotional focus because it allows you to understand what you are feeling at a fundamental level. When emotions are acknowledged and examined calmly, their intensity often lessens and their messages become clearer. You gain insight into what triggers your feelings and how they influence your thoughts and actions. Learning to be still can begin with short periods throughout your day. Sitting quietly for even 5 minutes without distractions invites your mind to settle. At first, this may feel uncomfortable or difficult as your thoughts and worries demand attention. However, this discomfort is part of the process. It reveals how restless your mind often is and how much it craves stimulation. By consistently practicing stillness, you train your mind to become less reactive and more grounded. Breathing plays a central role in cultivating stillness. Focusing on the natural rhythm of your breath anchors your awareness in the present moment. Paying attention to each inhale and exhale connects you to your body and calms mental chatter. Breath acts as a bridge between the physical and emotional realms, helping you stay centered even when emotions run high. This steady focus on breathing supports emotional regulation and mental clarity. Incorporating stillness into daily routines builds a habit of emotional mindfulness. It does not require special equipment or environments. Simple moments such as sitting quietly before starting the day, pausing during a break, or settling down before sleep can serve as opportunities for stillness. Over time, these moments become a sanctuary where you reconnect with yourself and recalibrate emotional energy. Stillness sharpens emotional focus by helping you recognize patterns in your feelings. When you are constantly moving or distracted, emotions often go unnoticed or get buried. This lack of awareness leads to confusion or unconscious reactions. Regular stillness practice illuminates recurring emotional themes, revealing fears, desires, or unresolved issues. This awareness empowers you to address emotions constructively rather than suppressing or avoiding them. The power of stillness lies in its ability to reveal the truth beneath emotional noise. When you slow down and observe your inner state with curiosity, you gain clarity about what is real and what is distorted by fear or habit. This clarity fosters emotional honesty and self-acceptance. You learn to hold difficult feelings without judgment and see them as temporary experiences rather than defining characteristics. Stillness also improves your ability to listen deeply, not only to yourself but to others. When your emotional focus is sharp, you become more empathetic and responsive. You understand the nuances of your own emotions, which enhances your capacity to recognize and respect the feelings of those around you. This heightened emotional intelligence strengthens relationships and communication. Facing emotions with stillness requires courage because it often means confronting discomfort or vulnerability. Avoiding or distracting yourself from feelings can feel safer, but it weakens inner strength over time. Choosing stillness to meet emotions head-on builds resilience. You practice sitting with uncertainty, sadness, anger, or fear without being overwhelmed. This acceptance transforms emotional challenges into opportunities for growth. The benefits of emotional focus gained through stillness extend beyond your inner life. You become more intentional in your decisions and actions because they are guided by clear understanding rather than impulsive reactions. This intentionality creates a stable foundation for handling stress, conflict, and change. When emotions are under control, your mind is free to strategize and create solutions effectively. Stillness is a skill that deepens with practice and patience. Initial attempts may bring frustration as your mind wanders or emotions surge. It is important to approach this practice with kindness and persistence. Progress is measured in moments of return to stillness, not in perfect silence or immediate calm. Each time you notice distraction and gently bring your attention back, you strengthen the muscle of emotional focus. Integrating stillness into active moments enhances its impact. For example, during stressful conversations or challenging tasks, brief pauses to breathe and center yourself improve emotional regulation. These small interventions prevent escalation and support thoughtful responses. Training yourself to find stillness amidst activity transforms emotional reactivity into emotional mastery. Journaling can complement stillness practice by providing a way to explore emotions that arise. Writing down your feelings after a period of quiet reflection deepens insight and helps organize thoughts. This externalization of emotion creates further distance and objectivity, clarifying what your emotional experience truly means for you. Technology often pulls attention away from stillness. Reducing screen time, especially before bed, supports mental quietude. Creating boundaries around media consumption allows your mind the rest it needs to maintain sharp emotional focus. Intentional disconnection from constant input fosters internal clarity and peace. In nature, stillness is abundant and restorative. Spending time outdoors without distractions invites your senses to awaken gently and your mind to relax. The natural environment encourages a meditative state that strengthens emotional focus effortlessly. Regular exposure to nature's quiet rhythms supports the habit of stillness and deepens your emotional awareness. It is important to remember that stillness is not about suppressing emotions, but about witnessing them fully. This witnessing changes your relationship to feelings from one of fear or avoidance to acceptance and curiosity. When emotions are seen clearly, their power to control you diminishes. You reclaim authority over your inner world. The daily practice of stillness builds a reservoir of emotional strength that sustains you through life's difficulties. When unexpected challenges arise, this inner calm acts as a stabilizing force. You respond with clarity and grace rather than being swept away by turmoil. This grounded presence nurtures peace within and radiates confidence outward. Patience with yourself during this process is crucial. Emotional growth does not happen overnight. Allow space for setbacks or moments when stillness feels inaccessible. Each effort to return to calmness, no matter how brief, contributes to long-term progress. This compassionate approach prevents discouragement and maintains motivation. Stillness sharpens emotional focus by cultivating self-awareness, acceptance, and intentionality. It transforms your experience of feelings from chaotic to manageable. This transformation builds a resilient mindset capable of navigating complex emotions with strength and dignity. Embracing stillness as a daily practice deepens your connection with your true self. It reveals the constant undercurrent of peace beneath surface turbulence. This connection empowers you to live with greater authenticity and emotional freedom. Each moment of stillness is a step toward mastering your emotional world. It is a gift you give yourself that grows in value over time. The practice becomes a trusted ally in your journey of personal growth and inner strength. By choosing to slow down and focus inward regularly, you sharpen the tool of emotional clarity. This clarity shapes your responses and enhances your overall quality of life. The discipline of stillness strengthens your capacity to remain centered no matter what unfolds. Through stillness you develop the ability to observe emotions without being defined by them. This observation creates space for wise decisions and compassionate self-care. It nurtures a balanced emotional life grounded in self-knowledge. The practice of stillness is not passive but deeply active. It requires courage to face yourself honestly and discipline to maintain focus. This dual effort builds emotional muscle that supports every aspect of your well-being. Cultivating stillness enhances your mental clarity and emotional intelligence simultaneously. These qualities are foundational to inner strength and lasting personal transformation. The benefits ripple outward, affecting your relationships, work, and overall sense of fulfillment. In all, stillness is a powerful tool that trains your mind and heart to work together harmoniously. It teaches you how to be fully present with whatever arises within or around you. This presence is the core of emotional focus and the wellspring of inner strength. Developing the habit of stillness requires no special conditions, only your willingness to pause and pay attention. By making space for stillness every day, you build a resilient emotional foundation that sustains you through any circumstance. This foundation is essential for living a life marked by clarity, courage, and calmness. Chapter 8. Choose growth in every moment of your life. Growth is not a distant goal or something reserved for special occasions. It is a choice made in every moment, an ongoing commitment to expand beyond comfort, to embrace challenges as opportunities, and to refine your character with deliberate intention. Choosing growth in every moment means refusing to settle for stagnation or complacency, no matter the circumstances. It means recognizing that every experience holds the potential for learning and transformation, and deciding to engage with life in a way that propels you forward. Each day presents countless crossroads where growth can either be embraced or avoided. It might be in how you respond to criticism, the effort you put into difficult tasks, or the patience you practice when things do not go as planned. Growth demands a mindset that sees setbacks not as failures but as essential feedback. This mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones, teaching resilience and perseverance. When growth becomes your default stance, you develop a powerful inner momentum that sustains you through uncertainty. The choice to grow requires conscious awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It calls for a vigilant observation of moments when resistance arises, when fear, doubt, or inertia whisper reasons to stay where you are. These moments are the true test of your commitment. Growth often feels uncomfortable because it challenges familiar patterns and pushes against the security of routine. Yet, this discomfort is the fertile ground where strength is cultivated. Leaning into it rather than recoiling builds courage and deepens self-trust. Growth thrives on curiosity. Approaching life with an open mind and a willingness to learn widens your perspective and enriches your understanding. Instead of retreating into defensiveness or certainty, growth encourages exploration and flexibility. When you encounter new ideas or perspectives, the choice to consider them thoughtfully rather than dismiss them immediately expands your capacity. This openness to possibility keeps your mind agile and receptive to change, essential qualities for long-term personal evolution. Choosing growth involves active engagement rather than passive hope. It is not enough to wish for improvement. Action is necessary. This means setting clear intentions for development and taking deliberate steps toward them every day. Whether it's acquiring new skills, seeking feedback, or reflecting honestly on your behavior, growth demands effort and consistency. Small, consistent actions accumulate into meaningful progress over time, shaping the person you become. Accountability is an essential companion to growth. Holding yourself responsible for your choices and their outcomes fosters integrity and maturity. When you embrace accountability, you stop blaming external circumstances or other people for your situation. Instead, you reclaim your power to change by focusing on what you can control, your attitudes, decisions, and efforts. This shift from victimhood to ownership is fundamental to sustained growth. Growth also requires embracing vulnerability. Admitting limitations, acknowledging mistakes, and expressing authentic emotions might feel risky, but they are gateways to deeper self-awareness and connection. Vulnerability dismantles the false walls of perfection and control, allowing you to engage with your true self and others more honestly. This authenticity creates a strong foundation for personal growth because it aligns your actions with your values and reality. The habit of reflection enhances the growth process. Regularly taking time to assess your experiences, choices, and progress provides clarity and direction. Reflection helps identify what is working, what needs adjustment, and what patterns might be holding you back. It turns daily events into valuable lessons, encouraging continuous refinement of your approach to life. Through this process, growth becomes a dynamic and intentional journey rather than a vague aspiration. Challenges and failures are inevitable companions on the path of growth. Rather than avoiding them, choosing growth means welcoming them as teachers. Every setback reveals weaknesses to strengthen and opportunities to innovate. This mindset converts disappointment into determination, fueling perseverance. Resilience is born from repeatedly choosing to rise after falling, each time with more wisdom and resolve. Growth is also about generosity with yourself and others. Cultivating patience and compassion allows you to forgive mistakes, including your own, and to support others in their journeys. This kindness nurtures a positive environment for growth, reducing fear of judgment and encouraging risk-taking. When you practice generosity, you create a cycle of encouragement that reinforces your commitment and uplifts those around you. The quality of your environment influences growth. Surrounding yourself with people who challenge, inspire, and support your development is vital. Positive influences provide encouragement, honest feedback, and models of growth in action. Conversely, toxic or stagnant relationships drain energy and limit potential. Choosing growth means being selective about who and what you allow into your life, prioritizing influences that elevate rather than diminish you. Embracing growth requires patience. Transformation does not occur in an instant, but unfolds gradually through persistent effort. Moments of rapid change are often preceded by long periods of quiet work and subtle shifts. Recognizing this pace reduces frustration and fosters steady progress. Celebrating small victories along the way maintains motivation and reinforces the habit of growth. Mindset is the engine of growth. Cultivating a mindset grounded in possibility, optimism, and resilience primes you to face challenges with confidence. This outlook is not naive positivity, but a realistic understanding that difficulties are temporary and surmountable with effort. A growth-oriented mindset reframes obstacles as invitations to develop new strengths and deepen wisdom. Choosing growth in every moment means living with intention. It calls for awareness of how your choices align with your highest aspirations and values. Each decision, no matter how small, has the power to either move you closer to your potential or pull you away. This perspective imbues everyday actions with significance, transforming routine tasks into acts of self-mastery. Discomfort often signals opportunities for growth. Instead of retreating from unease, consider what it reveals about your limits and fears. Leaning into discomfort expands your capacity and builds resilience. Over time, what once felt challenging becomes manageable, and you gain confidence to face ever greater demands. Growth flourishes through continuous learning. Committing to acquiring knowledge and skills keeps you adaptable and prepared for change. Lifelong learning expands horizons and sparks creativity, feeding the cycle of personal development. Embracing the mindset of a student, curious, humble, and eager, opens doors to unforeseen possibilities. Gratitude enhances growth by focusing attention on progress and resources rather than deficits. Recognizing what you have accomplished and the support available reinforces motivation and resilience. Gratitude shifts perspective from scarcity to abundance, encouraging generosity and joy in the process of becoming. Choosing growth also involves letting go of limiting beliefs and habits. Identifying outdated narratives about yourself or the world creates space for new possibilities. Releasing attachments to comfort zones and fixed identities frees energy for transformation. This willingness to evolve is the hallmark of mature strength. Every moment offers a fresh chance to choose growth. It is a continuous invitation to engage with life more fully, to refine your character, and to expand your influence. This commitment creates a ripple effect, improving not only your own life, but also the lives of those you touch. In essence, growth is the deliberate act of becoming more than you were yesterday. It is a path walked with courage, curiosity, and commitment. By embracing growth in every moment, you harness the power to shape your destiny and live a life of meaning and fulfillment. Chapter 9. Stand firm in your values during hard decisions. Standing firm in your values during hard decisions is one of the most defining actions a person can take in life. When circumstances pressure you, when the path is unclear and the stakes feel high, it is your values that provide the unwavering foundation beneath your feet. These are not merely abstract ideals or convenient preferences. They are the core truths that shape who you are and what you represent. Holding fast to them is essential not only for your integrity, but for the strength of your character and the clarity of your direction. Life will inevitably confront you with situations where the easy choice tempts you, where shortcuts or compromises promise immediate relief but come at the cost of your principles. It is precisely in these moments that your commitment to your values will be tested. The discomfort of standing alone or facing criticism can be intense, but the peace that follows such resolve far outweighs the temporary discomfort. There is no greater victory than the quiet triumph of knowing you did not betray yourself. To stand firm, begin by clearly defining what your values are. This requires introspection and honesty. Values such as honesty, fairness, compassion, responsibility, and courage are examples, but the key is personal resonance. The clearer you are about what truly matters to you, the easier it becomes to recognize when a decision aligns or conflicts with these principles. Writing them down, reflecting on why they matter, and considering how they show up in your daily life solidifies this internal compass. When a hard decision arises, pause to evaluate it against your values. Ask yourself whether the option you consider honors those standards or compromises them. This reflection sharpens your discernment and prevents impulsive choices driven by fear, convenience, or external pressure. It also builds confidence because you know your actions are grounded in something far greater than fleeting circumstances. Challenges to your values often come disguised as dilemmas where no choice seems perfect. Yet, even in complex scenarios, values serve as a guide to the best possible path. They help you weigh consequences, not just in terms of outcomes, but in terms of integrity. Sometimes the right choice may be harder, more lonely, or slower in delivering results, but it is the one that preserves your true self. Over time, this consistency cultivates trust from yourself and others that becomes a cornerstone of respect and influence. Standing firm also means preparing mentally and emotionally for resistance. When you act according to your values, not everyone will agree or support you. Some may criticize or attempt to sway you, especially if their interests conflict with yours. Strengthening your resolve in advance by revisiting your values regularly and reinforcing your reasons for them builds resilience. This mental preparedness transforms potential moments of doubt into affirmations of your commitment. In addition, cultivating a mindset of patience helps when standing firm feels isolating. The impact of such decisions often unfolds gradually. Immediate outcomes may not reveal the wisdom of your choice, but patience allows you to trust the process and the integrity of your foundation. Over time, standing by your principles will create a life narrative defined by authenticity rather than convenience. Clear communication plays a vital role in maintaining your stance. Expressing your values calmly and respectfully, without defensiveness or aggression, fosters understanding even among those who disagree. Articulating your reasons helps clarify your position to others and reinforces your own conviction. This transparency reduces internal conflict by aligning your inner beliefs with your outward actions. Another powerful tool is reflecting on role models who exemplify steadfastness. History and daily life offer countless examples of individuals who faced tough decisions with unwavering principles. People who endured hardship because they refused to compromise their values. Studying their stories can inspire courage and provide practical lessons on navigating opposition with grace and strength. Recognizing the connection between values and long-term fulfillment shifts your perspective away from short-term gain. Often, choices that compromise your integrity bring temporary relief but lead to regret, guilt, or self-doubt. Conversely, decisions anchored in values nourish self-respect and inner peace. This long-term view fosters maturity, allowing you to endure discomfort, knowing it serves a higher purpose. Standing firm also requires emotional regulation. When under pressure, emotions like fear, anger, or frustration can cloud judgment and prompt impulsive reactions. Practicing calmness and self-awareness enables you to respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. This emotional control preserves clarity, ensuring your actions remain consistent with your values rather than driven by momentary feelings. In moments of uncertainty, returning to your core values acts like a lighthouse guiding you through fog. It is a stable reference point amid shifting circumstances. The act of grounding yourself in these principles reduces anxiety and confusion, replacing them with purpose and confidence. This inner steadiness radiates outward, influencing your environment positively and attracting support. Standing firm in your values is not a one-time achievement, but a continual practice. Each decision is an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment. Some choices will be small and routine, others monumental and life-altering. Regardless of scale, the habit of aligning your actions with your principles strengthens your moral muscle, making future challenges more manageable. Avoiding compromises when tempted requires vigilance. It is easy to rationalize exceptions or justify bending your standards when under pressure. Recognizing these moments as traps is crucial. Questioning the motives behind such temptations, whether convenience, fear, or desire for approval, reveals their true cost. Choosing integrity over ease protects your character and preserves your inner strength. Sometimes standing firm means saying no to requests, opportunities, or relationships that conflict with your values. This can be difficult, especially when rejection risks social friction or loss. However, the freedom gained by living authentically outweighs the temporary discomfort of refusal. Saying no creates space for what truly aligns with your principles and nourishes your growth. It is also essential to balance firmness with openness. While unwavering in your values, remain receptive to new information and perspectives. Growth does not mean rigidity, but rootedness, holding steady while remaining adaptable in how values manifest. This balance prevents dogmatism and allows your principles to evolve thoughtfully without losing their essence. Accountability partners or mentors can support your commitment. Sharing your values and decisions with trusted individuals provides encouragement and perspective. They can remind you of your reasons during challenging times and offer feedback that sharpens your judgment. Such relationships strengthen your resolve and reduce isolation in difficult choices. Standing firm often demands courage because it involves risk of rejection, failure, or loss. Yet courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Each time you choose your values over convenience, you build this courage. It becomes a habit that grows stronger with practice, turning difficult decisions into manageable tests of character. The rewards of standing firm are profound. Living according to your values fosters authenticity, self-respect, and peace of mind. It cultivates trust in relationships and earns the respect of others. Over time, it contributes to a legacy defined not by circumstance, but by integrity and strength. Ultimately, standing firm during hard decisions is an expression of self-mastery. It is the conscious choice to live deliberately, guided by principles rather than impulses. This discipline transforms challenges from obstacles into opportunities to demonstrate the depth of your character. The path is not always easy. It requires vigilance, courage, and patience. Yet those who commit to this path find that their inner strength grows exponentially. Their lives become testimonies to the power of values in shaping destiny. By standing firm in your values, you create a foundation that no external force can shake, a foundation that empowers you to face life's toughest decisions with clarity and confidence. Chapter 10. Live each day as if your strength decides everything. Each day holds the potential to shape the course of your life, not because external events dictate your fate, but because the strength you bring to every moment determines the quality of your experience and the impact you leave behind. Living each day as if your strength decides everything means embracing a level of presence, responsibility, and effort that transforms ordinary moments into deliberate acts of growth and purpose. This is not about grand gestures alone. It is about recognizing that the inner power you wield daily creates the foundation for every success, every recovery, and every meaningful connection. The way you begin your day sets the tone for how your strength will be expressed. Waking with intention, even before your feet touch the floor, is a powerful act of self-command. The earliest thoughts and actions become the soil from which your resilience and focus grow. Whether it is a few moments of quiet reflection, mindful breathing, or a commitment to tackle challenges with resolve, these morning choices signal to your mind and body that strength is the currency for the hours ahead. Strength is not only physical stamina or mental toughness, it is the blend of discipline, clarity, and emotional balance that you cultivate through daily practice. When you accept that your strength influences everything, you begin to see your habits, reactions, and decisions as threads weaving the fabric of your life. This perspective invites you to refine those threads with care, knowing that the strength you build today determines your capacity to face adversity tomorrow. Living with this awareness demands full engagement with the present. It means rejecting the temptation to coast on autopilot or defer responsibility for your mood, energy, or choices. Strength in this context is active. It requires showing up fully, even when fatigue, doubt, or fear threaten to pull you back. The discipline to persist, to remain grounded amidst distractions, and to harness your willpower for positive action is what turns potential into reality. One of the most tangible ways to live as if your strength decides everything is to cultivate resilience through small, consistent acts of courage. Facing discomfort, making decisions aligned with your values, and pushing through moments of uncertainty are daily exercises that build your inner muscle. Each time you choose to act with intention rather than react impulsively, you reinforce a pattern of strength that compounds over time. This cumulative power shapes your character far more than any single heroic deed. Understanding that strength governs your outcomes also shifts your relationship with setbacks. Rather than viewing failure as a reflection of your worth or ability, you come to see it as information, feedback that challenges you to adapt and grow. This mindset reframes obstacles not as barriers but as opportunities to apply your strength in new ways. It encourages patience and persistence, knowing that true strength is tested and refined in adversity. When your strength decides everything, time becomes a precious resource demanding respect. Wasting energy on trivial concerns or surrendering to negative influences dilutes your power. Living deliberately means prioritizing what truly matters, investing your strength in goals, relationships, and actions that nurture your growth and well-being. This focus requires saying no to distractions and temptations that drain your vitality, reinforcing boundaries that protect your core energy. The practice of gratitude enhances this approach by anchoring you in appreciation for what you have, rather than longing for what you lack. Gratitude nurtures emotional strength by shifting your focus toward abundance, fueling motivation and reducing the weight of challenges. Recognizing daily blessings, no matter how small, is an act of mental fortitude that strengthens your outlook and encourages perseverance. Physical health and mental clarity are integral to sustaining the strength you rely on each day. Nourishing your body with wholesome food, adequate rest, and movement supports the energy and resilience necessary for facing daily demands. Equally, quiet moments of reflection, meditation, or journaling clear mental clutter, allowing your strength to flow unhindered by doubt or distraction. These practices build a reservoir of vitality that you can draw upon in difficult times. Relationships play a significant role in how your strength manifests. Surrounding yourself with people who respect your values and support your growth creates an environment where your inner power can flourish. At the same time, engaging with others requires the strength to communicate honestly, set boundaries, and show empathy. These social skills deepen your resilience by fostering meaningful connections that uplift rather than drain your energy. Choosing to live as if your strength decides everything also means embracing responsibility for your emotional state. You are not at the mercy of external events or other people's actions. Instead, you accept the challenge of managing your responses, cultivating emotional intelligence, and reframing challenges in ways that empower rather than defeat you. This ownership of your emotional landscape is the bedrock of sustainable strength. In practical terms, this approach invites daily reflection. At the end of each day, pause to assess how you invested your strength. Celebrate moments where you acted with courage, discipline, and presence. Notice any instances where you drifted into passivity or compromise, and consider how you might respond differently tomorrow. This simple habit builds self-awareness and accountability, reinforcing your commitment to living with strength. Mindset plays a critical role in sustaining this way of living. Adopting a perspective that every decision and action contributes to your overall strength frames life as an ongoing journey of mastery. This mindset reduces the paralysis that can come with perfectionism or fear of failure, allowing you to focus on progress rather than flawlessness. It reminds you that strength is a skill honed over time, through persistence and reflection. The energy you bring to daily tasks, whether mundane or monumental, shapes your experience profoundly. Approaching responsibilities with enthusiasm and focus fuels productivity and satisfaction. Conversely, approaching them with reluctance or distraction drains your strength and undermines your confidence. Cultivating a habit of full engagement transforms ordinary moments into opportunities for growth. Living with the conviction that your strength decides everything also sharpens your decision-making. You develop the ability to prioritize actions that align with your goals and values, recognizing that wasting energy on trivial or harmful choices diminishes your capacity for what truly matters. This clarity simplifies life's complexities, making each decision an expression of your inner power. The consistency of this daily approach creates momentum. Strength builds on strength, creating a virtuous cycle where positive habits reinforce one another. Over time, this momentum leads to a profound transformation in how you navigate challenges, interact with others, and pursue your aspirations. The cumulative effect of living with strength shapes not only your days but your character and legacy. It is important to remember that living as if your strength decides everything does not mean denying vulnerability or seeking constant perfection. True strength includes the humility to acknowledge your limitations, the wisdom to ask for help when needed, and the grace to forgive yourself when you falter. These qualities enrich your resilience, making it sustainable and authentic. Each day is an invitation to demonstrate the power you carry within. By embracing this responsibility, you shift from being a passive observer of your life to an active architect. The choices you make, the energy you invest, and the attitude you carry are all expressions of your strength in action. This realization brings a sense of empowerment and purpose that fuels ongoing growth. Living fully in this way creates a ripple effect beyond yourself. Your strength inspires others, influences your environment, and contributes to a culture of integrity and resilience. By modeling steadfastness and presence, you become a beacon for those around you, encouraging them to cultivate their own inner power. Ultimately, the measure of your life is not found in external achievements alone, but in the strength you wield each day to face your reality with courage and commitment. This strength shapes your character, your relationships, and the legacy you leave behind. By choosing to live as if your strength decides everything, you claim ownership of your destiny and transform the ordinary into extraordinary.